How does Johann use the laws of human nature? And how can you use them to ascend past your peers to reach the 1%? All your answers lie in this video, so you must not skip past anything if you truly want to become like Johann Liberty. But the decision is entirely up to you. Law number 2, the law of narcissism. Johann is a master of bringing out the narcissist in people. In the laws of human nature, Robert Greene talks about the narcissist inside everybody. At some point, everyone wants to be heard, listened to, and sympathized for. You can use this to your advantage, just as Johann does. A narcissist feels hollow inside and relies on external sources to fill the empty void. Johann fills this gap for them by providing what they want most: someone to listen to them and understand their problems. Johann listens sympathetically to people's problems, but merely to collect secrets and information. Johann shows this technique in action when he listens to Carl's story. Notice how Johann sheds tears after listening to his sad backstory. This is a perfect example of how Johann is simply gaining sympathy from Carl to pose as a friend and backstab him later on. While Carl might not be a narcissist at heart, he still has problems that he wishes people would understand. Even after just meeting Johann, without a second thought, he instantly tells Johann everything: his backstory, life, and secrets. And this is all because Johann did one simple thing: ask to hear about his problems and fill that void by showing empathy. Law number 8, the law of short-sightedness. Another way to put this law is shiny object syndrome, which in short means you jump from one thing to the next and never actually achieve your goals. Johann himself focuses on long-term goals, patiently setting up his grand schemes piece by piece. He does not get shaken by temporary setbacks, keeping the end game in sight at all times. We must train ourselves to step back and consider context before reacting, thinking strategically rather than short-sightedly. Patience is completely lost in this generation. Every single time you are scrolling on social media, you are harming your patience along with your attention span. You find yourself always having to actively do something. The key to overpowering social media and becoming patient is to start meditating. Just 10 minutes a day. Is that so much to ask? Sit in complete silence and breathe deeply during this time. It will only take a week or two, but in time you will become comfortable with boredom and silence. Law number 7, the law of defensiveness. Johann is a master at gently lowering people's walls, gaining their trust before exploiting them. For example, every time Johann speaks to anyone, it is done in a manner where everything said is polite. And if Johann's words ever provoke someone, he is quick to calm them down using open body language. He primarily does this when speaking to Detective Richards. Every time Johann provokes him, he uses his open body language and says something that directs the blame to somebody else.
Jos was a monster. He was old enough to rape and murder 9 women and almost killed 2 more.
So you executed him?
No, I didn't!
Right. Pardon me.
To protect yourself from this, beware of those who seem to perfectly align with your views and don't challenge you at all. Schuvald fell right into this trap by allowing Johann all the power he needed to destroy the library, simply because of Johann's politeness charm. Law number 5, the law of covetousness. Too much presence can suffocate, while a degree of absence can spur our interests. Humans always desire in which they do not have. Johann creates an air of mystery and exclusivity around him that fascinates people. He takes long absences, and even when he is present, he never reveals too much, keeping the focus on those around him and not himself. The law of death denial. Do you accept death? Is it something you're ready for at any moment? As a nihilist, Johann believes life has no inherent meaning or purpose. He thinks abstract concepts like morality and justice are meaningless in the endless abyss. He is prepared to die. Every time his finger goes to his head, he is moments away from death. This aligns with Law 18's precept that embracing morality can make life more meaningful. Most people deny death, and they seek comfort in religion, values, and leaving a legacy. But Johann's nihilism makes him confront morality head-on, seeing death as the only absolute truth. He believes accepting death removes illusions about life's significance. While Johann takes an extremely dark path in exposing the void, Law 18 contains a more positive message. Accepting death can make you appreciate life more fully. Knowing time is limited can create urgency to live life more purposefully. Johann's murderous methods lose sight of this nuance. Johann may be an admirable character, but in the end, his ideals are wrong. Johann and the laws of human nature should not be used wrongly, and instead used to live a fulfilling life where one truly understands the laws of a human.
The end. The end. The end. I've seen the end.